Hello, my name is Riyadh. I'm a YouTube content creator, or most of you might know me as a YouTuber. That's my name. This is my first time doing this, so bear with me. If you want to throw tomatoes, you can do that, that's fine. I'm here today to talk to you about the side of brand integration from what I do as a content creator, how I work with brands to bring it to my audience internationally, and how I got to where I am. But before I get into how I work with brands and how you can work with creators, I'll just tell you a little bit about my story. So, slide. Oh, I was pressing the wrong one, sorry. An unexpected journey. There we go. About 6 months ago, in this very room, I was sat, I think, at the second last row, watching some of the biggest creators in the country on this stage, telling 400 or 300 of us how we can be like them, how we can be successful on YouTube. And my one question that I asked them was, how can I get over my YouTube identity crisis, is what I called it. How do I choose what I make? How do I make something that is worth watching and that people will enjoy? And they gave me a good enough answer, but I never ever thought that 6 months down the line I would have gone from 2,000 subscribers to over 80,000 subscribers. And that with my videos I would have reached over 6.5 million viewers, and that I would have appeared on CNN, MSNBC, Channel 4, BuzzFeed 4 times, Huffington Post, the list goes on and on and on. And I'm just a guy who makes videos in his bedroom at the weekend when he's not up to his tits working. So, how did I get there? I started on YouTube when I was about 16 years old. There was a guy online, you may have heard of him, his name's Tyler Oakley. And Tyler, at the time, didn't have many subscribers, but now he has 7.5 million. And I just stumbled across him on really crappy dial-up internet. The video was starting and stopping. But one thing I saw about this guy was that almost instantly, he became my digital best friend. I liked him, I wanted to know him, I wanted to watch all of his videos, I was addicted. And the inner attention seeker in me wanted it. I wanted to be him. So I instantly went out and bought a camera and a crappy mic and started doing what he does. And I did it for about 1.5 years until I was about 16. And there was, the internet was in its infancy. There was a lot of online bullying and homophobic abuse that at that age I couldn't deal with. So unfortunately, I left YouTube for 6 years. And it's only in the last 6 months to a year that I said, you know what, I'm big enough and bold enough to do it again and do it properly. So here I am. So one thing that I would say to you is take YouTube, as the one to rule them all. Why is it the one to rule them all? I say that with regard to traditional media versus new media. For me, as someone who's worked in radio for 6 years, I've done some work in television. Usually there's not a live audience like this, which is why I'm nervous. I'm usually talking behind a microphone. I could tell you that working on my own personal channel with my own audience, the interaction that I have, the two-way interaction that you can't get on television, is just mind-blowing. And the way that these people are so hungry for your content is mind-blowing. They will watch the clock tick by, and if you've promised them a new video at 5 p.m. and it's 2 minutes past 5, they're tweeting you, they're Facebooking you, they're sending you private emails demanding that video, which is it's a good thing for business. It's a win-win situation for me as a creator, because as a media professional and someone that's always wanted to work in radio and television and be a broadcaster, I used to always have to wait for someone else to give me the opportunity, for someone else to say, do you know what, you're good enough, I'm going to make you a show, I'm going to put you out there, and I have to audition, and I call these people gatekeepers. Whereas on YouTube, I'm the gatekeeper, but I'm also the creator, I'm the producer, I'm the editor, I'm the marketer. I decide if I'm a broadcaster. I decide if I'm going to make comedy videos, social impact videos, skincare videos like you're going to see later on. I don't have to ask anyone. Whereas for a brand, the benefits come in the sense that you are putting your message or your product out there in a way that you can't on traditional media, in my opinion. You can't skip past an ad like you can on TV when your brand is integrated into my video. It's not background noise. So for instance, on radio, we all know we have it on the background in our cars, in our kitchens. Mostly as company, it's just background noise. And when the commercials come on, it's even more so background noise. You might hear 1 out of every 20 ads and remember it because of a catchy jingle. That's not really a high enough impact rate for me personally, and I'm sure it's not high enough for you, for the money you're spending for your brand. Whereas if you work closely with someone like a YouTube creator to come up with a seriously engaging idea, something that could potentially go viral, you have an infinite number of people worldwide that you can reach, and you're not just reaching them, you're engaging with them. When someone watches a YouTube video, they're not passively watching, they clicked on it, they're sat there, it's in their hand or it's in a screen in front of them, and they're actively consuming the audio and the video almost always to the end, you know, and you can tell how far that video has been watched. You know, we call it our average watch time. So I'm pretty lucky. My average watch time is up to 78 or 80%, which means that I managed to keep them somehow. The main thing as a creator for me and for other creators that I know around the world is trust. If we don't have trust with our viewers, we have absolutely nothing. I can't take €1 million from a brand, would never be offered that, and put that brand into my video and go, buy it guys, buy it, it's great, look at it, it's fantastic. I would never do that because instantly you're diminishing the trust level that you have with your audience. You build up that trust over many, many years sometimes where you share parts of your life that you normally wouldn't share if you were a normal person. You have to be a little bit crazy to be a YouTube creator, especially a successful one. We share parts of our lives about depression, eating disorders, coming out stories, the light, but also the shade. Why? Because to be successful on YouTube, you have to be a human. We're not like the Kim Kardashians of the world where everything's fine-tuned and polished. We are people, and that's why we are engageable, and I guess why you guys call us influencers. We don't call ourselves that. There was a very interesting study done by Variety who looked at teenagers in the United States between the ages of 13 and 18 and through a number of questions found out who the top 5 most influential stars for them were in the world. So shout names at me of who you think might be the top 5 influential stars for teenagers in America today. Who? Justin Bieber, yeah. Kim Kardashian, yeah, very much so. Who else? Beyonce, yes. No, you're wrong. All 5 were YouTubers, which is bizarre. The celebrity, like you mentioned, these names, they may be superstars, they may have massive followings, but do we really listen to them? Do we really trust them? We see there's a gap, there's a wall that separates us as normal people from the superstar who we see at the Oscars on the television. Thank you, it's been my dream all my life. Bullshit. No, you're on a pedestal. Congratulations, you worked hard for it. With YouTubers or YouTube stars, they may be famous, but they're famous in a completely different way. They're relatable. You can go up to them, you can meet them at conferences, you can talk to them, and you can bump into them on the street. You more than likely will. This is going to bring me to my first clip. So a lot of you would watch YouTube videos and know YouTube for cute videos with cats or someone jumping off a tall building and hoping to land on their feet, stuff like that. The brand integration that I'm talking about is it's a level where I bring myself completely into it. This is a video that I made about 2 weeks ago, selling a facial exfoliation brush. It was my first ever hard sell, I guess you could call it, and I would never do a hard sell unless I had specifically tried the product. I did. That's how I kept the trust. We've thankfully sold a lot of these, many hundred of them, and what you'll notice in the video is that I'm not a presenter like on television or a host. I actually as a professional radio host, I have to beat that out of myself every time I go to film a YouTube video because I want to be relatable. I want to be, warts and all, just a normal fella. So, lads, you'll also enjoy the video. Believe me, it's a useful brush. If you want to buy it, just contact me. I'll be out there later. So play the video. Right, next is one of my favorites. Is this guy. It is Spin for Perfect Skin, this little electronic wonder. The guys at planetvanity.com sent this to me about 2.5 months ago, and I've been using it about twice a week. It is just brilliant, and I don't say that lightly. I put my cleanser on it, the one that you just saw, and then I put it onto my skin like this, and I just move it around in circular motions. All the way around, all the way around. And then you just wash everything off after doing that for a minute or two, and your skin just feels so smooth. And then what I found is the next day after I use it, my skin actually feels like tighter, which is nice. I presume it's because they say when you massage your skin, whether it be with your fingers or with a device like this, that deep massage effect boosts the production of collagen, and I know that because of the internet. The brush is also waterproof, so I've used it in the shower a couple of times. If you're in a rush, it's handy for that. I approve of it, and not just that, the guys at planetvanity.com have given me an unbelievable discount to give to the people who watch my videos. So you can get 70% off the base price for this. It's normally $100. I think that's about €80. They've brought it down to $30. 100 down to 30, that's $70 off. That's crazy. But you just got to use the promo code Riyadh. The link is down in the description below, so just go through there. You get your thing sent to you in the post, in the mail, and tell me what you think of it. Let me know if you get the same benefits from it that I did. I think you will. Hi. So you going to buy it, yeah? Great. So my audience is a little bit younger than this audience here, so you probably saw I was a little bit more like, hey, buy the thing, it's great. And it genuinely is great. I used it last night, actually. Moving on to, yes, the precious one, or the precious ones. What do I mean by that? I mean, you're a brand and you've now decided, you know what, I'm going to spend some money, I'm going to invest in a YouTube creator or creators, and we're just going to see what happens. Because now you know how influential they can be and how fun it can be to do business with a creator. But how do you find the right person in such a saturated world of creativity? There is a website that I recommend you go to. You may have heard of it. It's called youtube.com. And you go there and just type in the keywords or the search terms that have a direct relation to what you're trying to sell. Simple as that. So say you're a car company, type in Mercedes review video. There's going to be someone there or hundreds of people there that do videos about the type of thing you're trying to sell. And then you can look at their average views, you can look at their tone, you can look at their videos that are not related to what you're trying to sell to see if there's still that kind of relationship that could be built. And then from there, once you've chosen, you know, your dream person that you'd love to work with, usually they'll have an email address on their Twitter account, which is either direct to them a lot of the time, even if they're a massive creator, or it could be to their manager or someone like that. And what I'd say is, when you decide to contact a creator about an idea, remember, you're not advertising on television or radio where you hand over a script, you say this is the direction, this is the lighting I want, this is what I want said and what I want sold. It's very much a thing of collaboration and creativity. So I have had brands come to me and say, Riyadh, here's the money. This is the 3 lines that you have to mention at the start of the video within the first 30 seconds. And then at the end, I want you to plug that website and this website. And then I want 5 tweets, 2 Instagram posts, and a Facebook post. Can you boost that Facebook post for €100 as well? And I was like, what? Hang on. This is a bit of teamwork. This is not you buying an advertisement on my platform. This is us forming a bond and a relationship to make some really engaging content. The engaging content comes before your brand, sorry to say, and comes before even me. If the video isn't worth watching, it's not worth spending the money on, it's not worth spending the time making. So remember that. The idea is key. I luckily got very, very lucky over the last couple of months with 2 viral videos, one after the next. Unfortunately, there was not a brand involved in either of them. But if you come up with a good idea, it can really make magic for everyone involved, including the viewer, because they're part of this sort of triangle of loveliness. What I would say is, as well, when you're looking for someone, be aware that there is a rainbow of creators online. And what I mean by that is, don't always go specifically just for the person who has a direct link to what your brand is or what you're selling. For instance, my videos are a mixture of comedy, social impact for the LGBT community, anti-bullying campaigns, you saw skincare. I'm pretty broad. I do a bit of everything, which means that I have opened myself up to be able to have a brand deal with pretty much anyone as long as the idea is good. So experiment and see who else you can work with. But this type of video that you just saw is pretty much the standard, hey, look, here's a product I'd use, you should use it too. But there are other ways that you can be creative. Take the creator and give them the chance to make content. Give them that opportunity. For instance, the one you're about to see is MTV UK and Pixar Studios came together to give me an opportunity to go to Pixar's headquarters in San Francisco to take a look at how they made their new movie Inside Out. They could have sent me to a screening of the movie here in Dublin, and then I go back to my room that you saw there and I talk about it. Boring. No one's going to watch that. No one's going to be thrilled by it. If you place me, the person that people, my audience, love to watch, into a situation and I'm vlogging about it, then they feel like they're part of that journey with you, and they want to be there with you. So this is an idea of how you as brands can give a creator not just the opportunity to work with you, but the opportunity to make really fun content like a video diary. I'll just tell you really quickly, half of this deal was that MTV would pump out all of the footage that we've professionally filmed in San Francisco in the headquarters of Pixar. My end of the deal was to make a video blog to go along with that, and they'd link over my channel to their channel. Everyone's happy, so you can play that video. Thank you. We just arrived at Pixar Studios in what they call the Steve Jobs building. I'm on my way to my next interview, but while I am, here are some highlights of how the day is going so far. I don't know if you've heard of me, but I am an exquisite artist.
Really?
I'm going to offer you a piece of art for myself.
We can teach you how to draw it.
Yeah. Well, I don't need much teaching, but I'll take your guidance.
So first we start off with just a simple square, and we're halfway done. Keeping up?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's okay.
There we go.
Yeah, I see where you were going with it. I mean, I probably would have done it a bit different. I mean, like, it's okay. How long have you been doing this for?
About 4 years, drawing this character.
I mean, I guess you learn as you go, huh?
Yeah, I still got a ways to go.
Yeah.
How'd you do?
Just give me a sec, okay? Here, will we show the camera?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You ready?
3, 2, 1.
Hey, good job.
Thanks. I mean, you can use it.
Really? Oh, well. Yeah, thanks.
It's a gift. It's a gift.
This is
Do what
fantastic.
you
Very
I
generous.
really appreciate your time, guys. Thank you so much, okay? I'll talk to you again. Okay, bye.
Toodle.
Bye.
Let's pin it up.
And that is a character that's going to be appearing in Inside Out 2, so keep your eyes out for my lovely illustration in that movie. I don't really have any time to do Q&A here, but what I will say is just know that YouTube is a place where business can be fun again. Be collaborative, be creative, and be part of this change towards really engaging ways of injecting your brand into video and to have it seen by many, many, many people. So if you have any questions, I'm going to be outside later, and feel free to come up and I'll have a chat with you. Thank you very much.